Hi, my name's David McDonald, and I'm your consultant for accessibility on the President's Choice site. I always have a hoarse voice, so that's my disability, and so hopefully you'll be able to address that and be able to hear me okay and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to surf your homepage with a screen reader, JAWS, and I'm going to show you some of the challenges that a screen reader user, a blind person, would have if they start surfing the President's Choice site. So here we are. Right now I have the cursor on the main logo in the top left of the corner of the page, and let's see what happens as they scroll through. There's a few things that a blind user might want to do when they land on a page, and it really depends on how much experience they have with a screen reader. And I guess maybe their age too. Some of the more beginner users like to use their links list. And here's a problem with the links list is when you have these types of menus that you have on the home page of the PC financial site, like the bank accounts, credit cards, mortgages, etc., these drop-down menus have links in the in the drop-down section, but those links are not available. Those links, those choices are not available to a screen reader user if they use their links list. So I'm going to pull up the links list, and I'll show you all they're going to see is the main headings for that menu item. Here they go.
Links list dialog. Links list view. President's Choice Financial 1 of 56. To move the items, use the arrow keys.
So right now, you notice that this drop-down list just a moment ago was down, and so the President's Choice page will be shown to the screen reader in the state that it was when the links list was accessed. So that menu, that choice of province was down. So all these provinces are showing now. But let's scroll down and see what happens. Look at the bank accounts where it says bank accounts here. All you see is bank accounts, credit cards, mortgages, investments, borrowing, and insurance. But there's no subgroups. And why is there no subgroups? Because they are not exposed. They were not exposed to the browser when the links list was pressed. So I'll make one of those links open now, and you'll see that it'll show up in the links list after that.
President's Choice Financial link graphic.
Okay, now let's do it now. Let's open up the links list now.
Links list dialog. Links list view. President's Choice Financial 1 of 46. To move the items, use the arrow keys.
The state of the page when I selected the links list had the bank accounts drop-down menu open, and so now you'll find those drop-down list items: the no-fee bank account, the interest plus savings account, and the interest first place savings account. But all of the rest of them, credit card, mortgages, investments, borrowing, don't have any of the drop-down items in them. And this is really a problem for blind people who use a links list. And a lot of blind people use this links list item. It was a staple in screen reader use in the early days of screen reader use. And many are still in the habit of looking at their links list, and they will not be able to find the items in the those menus if they do this when they arrive on the page. Okay, so let's go back up to this this little
President's Choice Financial visited link graphic. President's Choice Financial link graphic. Page has 7 headings and 44 links. Link graphic. President's Choice by choice.
Let's pretend now that a blind person just arrives on the site and they haven't hit their links list. And this is maybe a different blind user. They are just going to use their arrow key to go through the page. So what's going to happen?
List of 7 items.
Okay, the first thing they're going to hear is a list of 7 items. Now that's going to be a little bit confusing to them because they don't know what that list is. And when they start the list, they're going to start hearing this province, language, etc. They won't know that this province is a drop-down list. Watch.
Province colon.
That's all they hear is province colon. They don't know that now that they're supposed to hit their tab key and do a down arrow. They just will not know that.
Link BC.
Okay, so they hear the word link and then whatever province was selected when we started the test. So they don't even know now what they can do with this links list. They don't know that there's a list. Let's do the next thing now.
Language colon.
See, they went right to language, so they skipped right over the drop down to choose their province, and they didn't know what to do with it. Now I'm going to go back there to the province just to take us back there.
Shift tab, BC link.
Okay, so what's going to happen now? They hit there.
Tab, AB same page link.
If they are clever enough to hit their tab link, and they will not know to do that unless they have some instruction. And unfortunately, instructions on how to use this type of list are actually not on this particular menu item. There's instructions on the main menu, the one with the bank accounts, credit cards, mortgages, etc. So they're not going to know to do this, but let's just say they do. If they hit their tab key, these letters are very, very difficult to understand for a person who's blind, especially, let's say they want to select Ontario, okay?
Tab, NT same tab, new tab. On same page link.
Do you hear how fast the word ON went by? It went on same page link. And that's all it said. So a blind person really isn't going to know, that this is Ontario. That's a problem also. The other problem with this drop-down menu is you can't hit the first letter of each, like usually for drop-down lists, a blind person would just select the first letter of their province, like O for Ontario, and it would flip them right to Ontario. Unfortunately, this type of list, drop-down list, won't work with that. Okay, so we're going to hit the escape button.
Escape, BC link.
And let's go on now.
Link English.
Okay, so
Language
here we're in the same problem. We don't know that you're supposed to search from a drop-down list. So I would really recommend that these things at the top be turned into select boxes. This is what Royal Bank has done, and Royal Bank has a blind screen reader user on staff. So I would recommend that these particular top items would be in select boxes, would be dropped down. Now, if you want to do something to make them look cooler, that's fine. You might even want to sniff for assistive technology and serve it up with the select boxes if there is assistive technology present, and then if it is present, then if it isn't present, then you can serve it up with the JavaScript the way you're doing. Okay, so let's go on now. It's really hard for a blind user once they're into these drop-down menus. If they get there,
English same page link.
In order to get out of here, they have to hit the escape button, but there's no instructions to do that. So, but I know that now because I've spent some time with the page.
Escape, English link. Escape, tab, online, escape. Tab, escape, tab, go link.
Okay, so now the next thing that's going to happen, if I hit the tab key, I'm going to go to the first menu item, which is bank accounts. Now, what is in the code right before the bank accounts is some instructions to use the menu. But if you do not hit the down arrow, and if you hit the tab key to go to the next thing, you're not going to hear those instructions. So let me do that right now.
Tab, bank accounts visited link.
Okay, so you see, it actually didn't tell me any instructions on how to use this menu. And I'll show you where the instructions are. You have to kind of know it after a while.
Shift tab, interest first, escape, credit card visited link.
The only way I can get around the instructions is I have to go through the entire menu and to the end of it, and then flip back to the front of it again.
Escape, borrow, escape, insurance, escape. Tab, skip back to the start of the main menu, same page link.
Okay, so there's an instruction to skip to the front of the main menu, and what happens if I skip there?
Enter. Use tab and shift plus tab to cycle through sub-menu options. Press escape to leave the sub-menu and skip to the next menu heading. Bank accounts, credit card, mortgages, investments, borrowing, insurance. Skip back to the start of the main menu. Page has 7 headings and 44 links. Use tab.
Okay, so you see, there were some instructions on how to use that menu at the beginning of that menu, but it's really, really difficult to find those instructions if you're a screen reader user, if you just tab through to the bank account section, or if you use a links list, or if you use a headings list or anything like that. The only way you're going to see that is if you actually arrow down through the page. So that's a problem also. Let me just go back now.
Shift tab, go link.
Okay, so here's where we are in the go link, and I'll use the arrow key now.
List end. Use Tab and Shift plus Tab to cycle through sub-menu options. Press Escape to leave the sub-menu and skip to the next menu heading.
Okay, so there were the instructions. I got the instructions only after being focused on the go button and hitting the down arrow. So it's very, very difficult to find those instructions. And the other problem is you can't actually cycle backwards through the menu. So it's once you go past your item, the only way to go is you have to go all the way to the end of the menu and skip back to the top of the menu and then go through the menu again. And that's problematic also. Those are the main problems with the main page. The other issue is for low-sighted people and for people with cognitive disabilities is this automatic advertisement changer with the 1, 2, 3 on it on the side here. It should have a pause button so that the person who's distracted by it can pause it and find their way around a little bit slower and easier. That's kind of a standard widget you can pick up off the Government of Canada site or off of many other areas, widget producers who produce accessible widgets. About the menu, I'm going to say in my report some of my recommendations on that, but right now it would be very, very difficult. I can see that a lot of effort was put into it to make it accessible, but unfortunately, it's just really, really difficult for a blind person to find their way around this kind of a drop-down menu without some serious provisions in it. There are better drop-down menus that I could recommend that could have your same look and feel, that would guard your, the PC Financial look that you're trying to keep, but would be easier to use, would have the expected arrow keys across the top. Another solution might be to provide redundant links on the page, so all of those subheadings could be somewhere at the bottom where you could have a list of links for each category. And this is what the Royal Bank has done also. Also, you may be able to get around it by providing better instructions at the top of the page or have a link to instructions for screen reader users and have a detailed sort of a tutorial on how to use the page if you are a screen reader user. That would help a lot. Okay, thanks very much. Bye.